Hey guys, welcome back again to another episode. I'm Sam the Waterman. In today's episode, we'll actually be back off up to the Southern Great Barrier Reef. I'll be doing my first ever spearfishing competition in the East Coast Classic. Okay boys and girls, it is time for another reef trip adventure. All the stuff is here. I need to go. Casey's literally just popped up there on my screen. Be there in 5 minutes. I'm pretty much packed because I haven't packed any of my spearing gear yet. So yeah, basically we're going up for there's the East Coast Classic spearfishing competition that's on this weekend. I wasn't going because I had other engagements. I've still got paint in my beard from work. And then plans changed, and then sort of the window for me to go, and I've managed to squeeze in. So it's all pretty chaotic and last minute. The rules state that you need to have like a float, which I've never used a float before. So thanks for Ray for sorting me out a real nice float. It's going to be pretty wild, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, just any excuse to go spearfishing up there again. You're gonna take it, aren't you? Let's be honest. It's absolute paradise up there. So yeah, I'll try and do as much filming as I can, but it's pretty much all guns blazing right now. So can't promise anything.
And it's normally when you see that upside down smile.
Join the traffic?
You know he's aiming straight for you.
No, not at all. Got Noob Spear on though, keeping us happy. Cheers, Isaac.
Actually impaling the
nah, this is himself. Really not it.
And
Brisbane,
I guess that was
aka Mordor. Ah well, be all worth it in the end.
After painstakingly sitting in traffic for hours, we made it to our overnight destination, sort of 3/4 of the way there, and we stayed the night.
Your call with Bert.
Good morning. We've come across this strange hotel. We've got Jumbo, aka Jimbo, Casey. We've slept well. Well, when I say we slept well, I woke up at 4:30. Right, it's the next day. We stayed in a motel sort of 3/4 of the way there last night. It's pretty cool to catch up with Jimbo. Meeting up with everyone today, checking out the accommodation. We're actually going to try and get a shore dive in because yeah, none of us have boats with us, so shore dive's the only option today, but it could be good. On that last trip, the bonus day was actually pretty good, so see how we go.
When we finally made it to the town of 1770 in Agnes waters, we bumped into the Coffs Harbour team and the Sandstrums. They're absolute legends. And unfortunately there was no viz, so we had the whole day basically just wandering around, which was nice to do some sightseeing. There's a couple of little walks and trails leading out to the headland and around the general area. So yeah, well worth checking out.
Alright, we are on the night before.
Repeat that episode on YouTube.
And we are, yeah, we want to get 2 episodes of you forgetting to put the bungs in,
Right,
Pete.
the bung this time.
Bungs
right.
going in, trying to get everything ready. Yeah, everyone's excited. Apparently there's like 50 divers, so it's going to be hectic in the morning. It's a pretty small boat ramp, but you know, we're excited. Anyway. What are you got any target species? What do you want, Pete? What are you hoping for?
I would like a mackerel, Spanish mackerel, but I know it's not going to score any points, but don't really care.
No points for Spanish mackerel because there's only 2 per boat, so it's not fair. It's not first come, first serve.
Let's chuck that in your
Boys,
basket.
target species? What are you hoping
Big
for?
tusky.
Big Tusky. Nice.
For me,
Yep.
Wahoo. Wahoo.
nah, not a wahoo.
Jimmy's got to redeem himself.
broke my
He
heart
lost
twice
to
Yeah.
earlier this year. So.
Yeah, I'll do that. Nah, we're just happy to get anything in, we boys.
Yeah.
Couple brim, couple flathead. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. 3:30 in the morning, which is always good. There's like 50 competitors coming down, so there's probably like 15 boats. So we've decided to try and come early because we think it's going to be absolutely slammed, the boat ramp, which it probably will be. But we've got here at 3:30 and no one's here, so maybe do you reckon we've jumped the gun a bit or what? Could have.
Jenny and Luke, who organised the competition, took us through the safety briefing. As always, it's difficult trying to organise this many people, this many boats. But as soon as the briefing was finished, we were off. It was pretty cool to see all the boats going out at exactly the same time across the bar. And after about 2 hours into the wind and swell, we made it out.
Okay, so we've arrived at the reef and I volunteered to go boaty first. I've been out here recently and the boys have never dove here, so thought I'd give them right away. You can see here the water is very clear. We're only in sort of 3 or 4 meters here, but yeah, looks good. Hopefully we can get some fish out.
And it wasn't long before my dive partner Vaughan was calling me over to get his first fish and put it in the esky.
What have you got? Oh mate, that's good fish.
Hey, first one.
Nice. Lovely on the Mary. Mary cod.
Before I knew it, it was my turn to jump in, and as always, the reef was looking absolutely beautiful. These big coral structures are just so fun to swim around. Sometimes you forget you're even hunting because you're just taking everything in. Here's a giant Queensland groper. They are protected species, so definitely won't be shooting that one. Big fines for anyone who does. Within a few minutes, however, I'd spotted my first coral trout. You can see here I'm just really trying to slowly approach, as they can be actually quite spooky on these reefs. Now here he's sitting on top of the coral, so I'm waiting for him just to poke his head into the sand, and then you can get a clean shot away and hopefully not get your shaft stuck in the coral. If you watch my last episode, you'll see that there's no shortage of trout on these reefs, and a few minutes later I spot my second one. Again, just following it here above the coral, and then as soon as it clears onto the sand, take the clean shot. Job's a good one. Here's another one, same thing, head on the sand, take the shot. There's so many, I even managed to hand spear one here. I spot a nice sized parrot here from the surface, which generally react pretty well to just doing a slow dive bomb on top of them. I get a nice shot, but as you can see, I'm stuck in the bommy. Straight away, this brings the attention of the local reef sharks, and within a few seconds, he's onto it.
Time to play the game.
4 sharks basically vaporize the fish in a matter of seconds. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Here I see another good sized trout from the surface. It's in a lovely patch of coral, but you can see the difference here. I don't wait for the head to clear onto the sand. I take the shot, and unfortunately the fish reefs itself. Again, this gives just a few seconds for the sharks to come in. I start screaming at them. This can sometimes repel them. It's super hard when you've just done a dive, shot the fish and in current, to then resurface and then have to go back down again. So this is why it always helps to have your dive buddy next to you. You can see here, he goes down, jabs a fish, but because he wasn't exactly right next to me, he's also not managed to get a good breathe up and retrieve the fish. I grab a mouthful of air and try and do the same thing. Give the shark a good punch in the head. But again, unable to retrieve the fish on such a small lungful of breath. Honestly, these sharks only need a few seconds and it's all over. Jimmy goes down again here. Jabs 1 shark, jabs 2 sharks, but at this point the sharks are in a bit of a feeding frenzy, so the fish is all but done for. We move over to some more sandy patches, and I try and lure in some different species. Sometimes this can help bring in some emperor species or more sand-dwelling species. It's just a case of doing drop after drop after drop. 1 up, 1 down is the safety procedure for this competition, or if you're in a trio it would be 1 down, 2 up. For Vaughan and myself, this was our first competition, so it was all sort of new to us working in pairs.
What, have you been boating the whole time? What? Switch out to me. Well, it's been mental, to be honest. Obviously with the time restrictions, it's hard to feel like you're not just rushing everywhere and everything. Sharks just keep snagging my trout, which is extremely annoying. But I've got a few species. I shot a shark mackerel there, which I wouldn't usually shoot, but I couldn't remember if it's on the points or not. But either way, it's pretty good eating, and also I've got 3 lovely hungry dogs at home that love mackerel, so one way or another it's not going to go to waste. But still probably got about an hour left of competition time before we have to head back, so see if we can bag a couple more species. Just want to stop it there just for a second to say a massive thank you to Bert over at Old Man Blue. You may have noticed in some of my photos and recent videos that I'm actually wearing one of these weight harnesses and weight vests. This is called the Orca harness, and it's designed by Bert over at Old Man Blue. Basically, it's just designed to help share the weight around your body, so you're not wearing a heap of weight around your waist. If you follow me on Instagram or any of my social media, you may have seen that I've been suffering really bad with my L4 and L5 bulging discs. I couldn't even get out of bed at one point. Since switching over to this though, I've seen a massive improvement, not only in just how my back feels, but also because I've got a bit more weight on top. My duck diving is basically improved also, and it helps you get, even a little bit more bottom time while you're down there. So again, just want to say a big thank you to Bert. Go check them out on Instagram and their website, Old Man Blue. See you.
After hopping back in, I decided to do a drop onto this nice patch of coral. As I hit the bottom, I see something quite a long way in the distance that looks like the shape of a coral trout, but this one is definitely a fair bit bigger than the rest I've been seeing. The bigger ones here are way smarter than the smaller ones, and you can tell they're used to seeing divers. Here it turns, which usually is a sign that you're going to catch it, but it turns again and disappears into the maze of holes. Here I see a different fish from the surface. This is actually a goatfish. Secure a good shot on it there. These fish don't actually grow that big, so this is a really good example, and they taste awesome also. I see this really cool cave from the top and decide to check it out. I saw a big giant trevally leave the cave, so I'm hoping to find something really cool underneath, but I'm greeted with a school of silver drummer, a sweet lips, and also a barramundi cod. Barramundi cod are no take, and the other fish are, yeah, not desirable species. Sometimes goes this way. Here I can see a silhouette of a parrot. We still need parrots as far as scoring's concerned, and this is in the dying minutes basically of the competition. We've got like a 2-hour trip back, so we need to start moving. The other boys have already made their way back to the boat. I'm the last one in the water, which is typical. As I get to the top though, I notice again a really good fish.
Big footballer trout. Someone throw me a gun.
So yeah, I've noticed a big footballer trout as I've hit the surface with my parrotfish. I've called the boys over to give me another gun. Even though it is a coral trout, it's a different species of coral trout. It's a blue spot coral trout, so as well as being the best fish I'll have shot today, it's also a point scoring fish in terms of a different species. So I'm pretty keen to get it. Vaughan comes over and we have a pretty lax exchange of guns here. So I've still got my spear in one hand, so I've swam after my gun to stop it sinking, and we do a little bit of a sloppy changeover. And unfortunately, by the time I've loaded my gun, I've gone down with one band. I can only see its cousin, the common trout, there. Again, it's literally in the dying seconds of the competition. We are pretty much on the line of being late, so I take the trout anyway and we head back to the boat. This basically wraps it up for our diving, and we start to make the long journey home. We're pretty happy with our efforts though, to be honest, considering it was both of our first comp. Here's Reese and the boys from No Viz Adventures. Those guys were absolute legends as well, and it was time for the weigh-in.
Parrots have a certain aroma, don't they?
The McNiven boys here doing Craig proud, catching some really nice trout. The Sandstrom boys from Coffs Harbour team also landing some really good fish.
I didn't see one husky today.
And before I knew it, it was my turn to weigh in. This is a shark mackerel I shot. Unfortunately my GoPro died, so there was a few fish that I shot that weren't actually on film.
I think according to Rocket Kit, they're not bad.
Yeah, they're good. That one?
Yeah.
72 is the record.
There you go.
Would have been just under. Because what a fish to weigh.
Yeah. That's a bike on a female. Yeah, I knew that when I was shooting it. I was like, that's a spike fin, that one.
Where'd it go?
Unfortunately, a couple of the fish that Vaughan shot and one of the fish that I shot didn't weigh, so that put a bit of a dent in our points, but it was still a great experience and we had a great time. Not bad little haul, boys. Look at that massive 2 kilo goatee. Whoa. 2.5 apparently it was. Coffs boys did pretty well as well. Look at that. Canny. What do you reckon, boys?
Not bad.
What do you reckon, boys?
Good day out.
Got a big filleting session ahead. Let's go. And that job's a good one. Look at that.
Yeah,
well done. Here he is, chief vacuum sealer. And that's it. Wash the fillet table down. Ah!
Is this all yours, mate?
All that shark mackerel.
All this, your prize fish for the day, mate?
Shark mackerel. A-grade sashimi for all the viewers out there. It was now time for the awards ceremony, and Kobe McNiven took home a medal for Tweed. He landed some great fish. But the outright pairs winners was Clifford and his dive buddy from Down Deep Adventures. They shot some awesome fish. Well done those guys, well done Sunny Coast. As far as our results went, however, we did make it into the top 3 in our club for the East Coast Classic. As far as our club competition was concerned, we did take highest pair, first place, and also got highest score in solo diving as well, which I was pretty stoked about. Okay guys, well that wraps up another episode from me. Honestly, we had an awesome time. I didn't really think competition diving would be something that I enjoyed, and I was more looking forward to just doing the free diving on the other days. But it was actually really cool and I would 100% do it again. So thank you to everyone involved in organising that. I had a great time. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you sticking around. If you haven't yet, please click the like and the subscribe button, and I'll see you again next time. You.